Okay, this is Miss Kim Beam. She is a pastry chef here at the Padre, and I will be asking her some questions about the science of baking, specifically cookies, and let's get started. Number one, why is it so important to get the measurements exact in any baking scenario?
Any baking scenario, especially cookies, if you add too much flour, you're going to have a very hard cookie. If you add too little flour, you're going to have a very soft, gooey cookie. Not gooey in a good way. Too much sugar, same thing, you're going to have a very flat cookie. Too much baking soda, baking powder, you can have an exploding cookie or a cookie that isn't going to rise at all. So many different scenarios.
Okay, next, number two. What is the effect of baking soda in baking, and why is it so important?
Baking soda is known or is used for helping a cookie or a cake rise. It is so important because it is what makes your product, your cookie, so fluffy, or it's what makes your cookie so dense and not very fun to eat. So that's the difference between a very hard cookie and a very soft cookie is the amount of baking soda in it.
Number three, what is the difference between baking soda and baking powder?
Baking soda and baking powder actually has baking soda in it. Baking powder is made up of baking soda, cornstarch, and cream of tartar. Baking soda is known as a base in baking, so it's known as an acid, or it needs acid to activate. Baking powder doesn't need acid to activate. Acid as in buttermilk and cakes, or brown sugar is known as an acid too, so brown sugar and cookies.
Right. Thank you for putting in my language. It's going? Okay. Next question. Number four. What is it that makes cookies soft or crunchy?
The amount of butter and the amount of baking time. So if you have a lot of butter in the cookie, it's going to make it a very soft cookie. If you bake it for too long, it's going to be too crunchy, but if you bake it just right, it's going to be a perfectly soft cookie.
Okay, number five. When did you feel confident about your skill in baking enough to get where you are now?
As a baker, you feel really confident in yourself when you can actually sit down and create a recipe from scratch. It's really hard in our industry is because there is so many chemical reactions going on in cookies and cakes and muffins that one little misstep can be a disaster or it can turn out to be a great product.
Number six. Is it important to have a well-equipped kitchen in order to do baking correctly?
I think it is, definitely, but I mean, I grew up in my grandma's kitchen where we used to make stuff with our hands. So and in my industry, yes, but if you're baking at home, no. Just all you need is your hands and an oven.
Yes, of course. Number seven. What do you think is the most important element in baking?
Definitely precision. Definitely measurements is the most important element in baking. And also salt. Salt is the number one thing you cannot forget.
So it would be way too sweet, right?
It'd be way too sweet, and I know salt will bring out the flavor. Salt is used in baking a lot because it brings out the flavor in everything, especially in bread. If you forget salt in bread, it's a disaster. You have to throw it away. Salt is definitely the key in everything.
Number eight. How much chemistry do you need to know in order to become a pastry chef?
Pastry chef, quite a lot because we are creating recipes completely from scratch. So you do need to know what mixes with what in order to get the consistency that you need.
Yeah. Number nine. This kind of goes with what we just talked about. Why do so many recipes call for salt, and why is it so important?
So many recipes call for salt because it does enhance the flavor of any product. In cookies especially, it actually helps with the softness of the cookie. And we make all of our bread in-house at the Padre Hotel, and if we forget salt, our bread dough actually just starts exploding out of the bowl. Salt actually contains the fermentation and the yeast process. So salt, if we do not add salt, we can just have a completely exploding dough in the kitchen.
Wow, okay. That reminds me never to forget salt. Okay. Number 10, what are some of the differences between store-bought and homemade cookies?
Definitely preservatives. In school, in culinary school, they do teach you all aspects of the culinary industry. They definitely teach you from scratch, but they definitely do teach you some places that will add preservatives to cookies to make them last longer. So the number one thing is preservatives.
Number 11, why does the heat have to be so exact?
The heat has to be so exact, especially in cookies, is because of the amount of butter. If you leave butter in the oven, say at 250, it's gonna bake really slow and kind of just spread. But if you throw those cookies in there at 350, those cookies are gonna start baking automatically, immediately, and you're gonna get what we call an oven spring. So it springs up and it's already stayed at a nice fluffy consistency instead of at a low temperature, it just kind of slowly starts to melt.
And number 12, how does baking enrich our lives?
I think baking enriches our lives, and I think baked goods make people happy. They could turn someone's day completely around. If you're having a bad day, eat a cookie. It's fine. That's how I think it enriches our lives. It makes us happy.
Yes, true. Number 13, how much can you tell us about the chemistry of baking?
The chemistry of baking. The most chemistry about baking is definitely the baking soda, baking powder, and cream of tartar. A little bit is baking soda makes products rise, baking powder makes products spread. So that's why you like to put baking powder and baking soda in cookies, is you want a nice fluffy cookie, but you also want it to be a decent size. That is definitely the basic chemistry of baking. Baking soda makes things rise, baking powder makes things spread.
Okay, time for the little silly one. Number 14, anyone can cook, says the Disney movie Ratatouille. Do you think that's true?
Absolutely. I mean, I was cooking in a kitchen when I was 4 or 5 years old, so yeah, definitely anyone can cook, especially for a living.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you for your time with me. That was great. Thank you. Yes. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
That was a weird ending.